Combat archery is played with 2 teams of up to 8 players each. The field is divided into 2 sides with a neutral zone in the middle and a sideline on each side. Each team can only have 6 players on the field at one time. At the blow of the whistle, players will either run up from the back wall and grab arrows from the field, or start at the back wall with an arrow at their feet. Either way, the goal from here is simple. Try to hit the other team with an arrow and try not to get hit yourself. When an arrow is fired, it's only counted as in play until it hits something. If you should get hit with an arrow, you're out. Head on over to the back of the line on the sideline. Players on the sideline can be revived either by one of their teammates catching an arrow, or knocking out one of the 5 revive targets on the field. Multiple targets hit revive multiple players, but only 6 on the field at a time. Here, only 1 would go in. Front of the line goes first. Now you should have everything you need to know to get out there and play. Want to give combat archery a try? Check out one of these locations near you. Head on over to icaa.world/ourcommunities for more info. No locations nearby? For help getting started with combat archery, reach out to info@icaa.world.
Today we are featuring JTT and Ignis. JTT just coming off a rough loss against Hard Knocks in our Week 3 match. That video just posted to YouTube. Make sure to check it out. Hard Knocks was winless at that point, but did a really good job in that match. And you'll have to excuse my voice. It's a little coarse because just 2 days ago, I was commentating for the ESPN 8 The Ocho Combat Archery All-Stars. That video should be up on our YouTube some point soon, but until then, if you go to ESPN Plus and ESPN's app, the full VOD is up on there. I implore you to check it out. It was such an incredible opportunity, and thank you to ESPN and all of the teams for letting us do that. Are there people on stream today who just played on ESPN? Asked Cat Fairy. Yes, there are. I won't name all of them, but to name a few, we had Cat, who is on Ignis, Mark, who is on Ignis, Danny, who is also on Ignis, Kyle, who is on JTT, Bob, Yusuf, also on JTT, and I'm sure I'm missing one or two right now that it will come to me very soon. But with that being said, let us get right into the game. So we have JTT on the left and Ignis on the right. Oh, we have BJ Thompson and Jay Pusateri both on Ignis, also who played on the ESPN Combat Archery All-Stars. BJ Thompson won on the far screen on Ignis, looking for those shots. Took the shot, but then got run right in the face. Shenny with a really nice shot on Yusuf to punish him. Danny Pleshik punishing Bob, moving up. And that left side from JTT is all cleared up, and now Ignis is looking really good. You see Sean Hennessy throwing the arrows. Cat with a nice target to bring BJ Thompson back in. And Ignis with all of the pressure ability. What happened here? Oh, I believe that there was a catch that was called off by the referee. That referee is Rachel Agnier Best, who happened to be our referee at our ESPN Combat Archery All-Stars as well. So that is a round 1 win from Ignis to really just start us off fast here. Round 2 is going to be the bunker level round, where the arrows start at the bunker level. Ignis doing a really good job. Never really giving up the positioning back to JTT. Ignis pushed up, we managed to farm the arrows, and what they did really well is they cleared this close side from JTT, that close left corner on your screen, and once they did that, that let Danny Pleshik and Sean Hennessy, Danny Pleshik in the fencing mask and Sean Hennessy in those bright pink shorts, always able to spot him out, but that let them kind of push up on that side and control that neutral zone, while we had BJ Thompson and Shenny on the other side, making sure no one would push up, and we had Kat and Gus, in the middle, cleaning up and getting those targets and really keeping the team alive. So nice job from Ignis. Now we have round 2. Jay just runs past his own arrow and grabs 2 from the neutral zone, but gets eliminated. But gets a couple arrows for his trouble. But JTT gets a couple eliminations, and even though they have the player advantage, see Bobby and Yusuf on that far side for JTT pushing up now. Great job seeing that space and taking it. I think if they would have held back, they might have lost that round here. Now we have Danny Goodrich trying to grab an arrow from the crossing, while Ignis tries to get a target. Kat gets 1 and brings in Shenny. And JTT is looking really good here. But if they can get another target here, then they might be able to bring it back. Kat with a really nice kill on Bob. Yusuf quick with that target, though. Oh, and another great 2 targets from Kat to bring in Jay and BJ. Probably the 2 players that you want to bring in. And another target for Kat to bring in Sean. So Kat just bringing... Oh, and a kill and a catch. Oh, what a round from Kat. And another kill. She is just one to watch for. That one with the red bow and the red hair. Really just completely dominating that round there. Oh my gosh. That was an incredible round from her. They were looking really down. And this is something we've seen in a lot of the Ignis games, where they're doing so good jobs at coming back, because they're just doing such a good job of not dying when you're in those positions, when you're in those 6v3s, 5v3s. They're paying attention for the cross shots, and they're picking their targets correct. And Kat getting, I think, 4 targets, a catch, 2 to 3 eliminations. We have something where we record some stats sometimes that we call net impact, and that's basically the amount of people that you're responsible for on the field. So positive net impacts are more positive for your eliminations and your revives, and negative net impacts are more for your deaths and when you give up catches. All this to say that round Kat probably had a very high net impact, if I had to guess. And you can actually visit our site. You see that little logo in the top left? That's the Combat Archery Boston site. If you do !CAB, C-A-B, all lowercase, then it will bring a link to the website, and you can check out some more stats and some more information about some things there. And same thing with our Discord. If you want to join the Combat Archery Boston's Discord server, where there's a lot of more information about the stats, the league, kind of a general great community that we have, do !Discord in the chat, and that should bring up a link for the Discord. It is also pinned up at the top of the chat as well. If you want to join the Discord, it's a great community. Can't recommend enough. Now look for this quick shot. That far match about Danny and Bob is going to be exciting. And it looks like they both just missed each other. But Bob destrung his bow. And JTT just up, being able to do a really good job. Nice catch from Sean to bring in Gus. I'd love to go back and watch that again at some point, but really great job from JTT to win those quick shot matchups. I was looking at that far one with Bob and Danny, but unfortunately, not much happened with it. I think they both missed their shots. And now Sean Hennessy in a 6v1. We've seen him make these comebacks before. He has full target boards, but Bob gets that final elimination to make sure it does not happen again. So nice round from JTT, not wanting to let it get too out of hand. A 2-1 deficit is much better feeling than a 3-0. We saw Team Toronto go down 3-0 on Friday night at the All-Stars, and Yusuf being a part of that team, he did a really good job at making that, at coming back from that. So he knows how to do that, but luckily he doesn't have to now. So now the next round is going back to the fence starting round where the arrows start at the player's feet. And I also want to point out the total player counts of teams. So if you notice that JTT doesn't have any players on that sideline because of just attendance tonight, they only have 6 players on their team. It looks like the players are just looking for a missing arrow. Sometimes the arrows can kind of sneak out of the stadium or hide under the bunkers. So that's just what's going on right now, but gives us the time to explain that. So JTT has 2 players out of their main roster, so they're playing with 6 tonight. You only need 6 on the field, or you can only have 6 on the field, so you only need 6 on a roster. While Ignis has their full 8-man roster. Actually, I apologize. They're missing one of their players, Mark, but Jason Pusateri, who is in the green shirt on the sideline right now, is substituting for him, so Ignis has 8 players. Nice opening from Danny, and then a really good rebuttal from Kyle. But look at Kat doing a good job taking that left space of Kyle and Bob kind of got empty. Danny Goodrich shot that shot, but he doesn't have another arrow with him, but luckily he was given an opportunity to grab another one. And Maddie jumps in the way of Kat, says, "Get down, Mr. President, Mrs. President." Let's Kat get another target. That left side for JTT is looking a little empty, but BJ and Jenny just give up a couple arrows, and a nice catch from Kat, but unfortunately they were full, so no revive because, like I said, you can only have 6 players on the field, and Ignis has 8 total. Nice kill from Kyle to get Gus. Sean goes for the cross shot. Jay with a nice cross shot on Bob. Yusuf tried to get away with a nice catch, but it hit him, bounced it up, and it hit that ceiling. Unfortunately, anything that hits the ceiling or anything in the act of a catch is not a legal catch. So that catch was nullified. Ignis in a 4v2. They get a target to bring it into a 5v2. Nice shot from Danny Pleshik over the bunker to get the other Danny Goodrich. And now it's just Kyle. And then another great shot from Danny over the bunker to hit Kyle as he tries to slide behind the bunker. Now Ignis is up 3-1. They're doing a really great job here. JTT is kind of giving them a lot of opportunities to push up and be aggressive, and Ignis is not shy about trying to take that spot. We see a lot of times where, and this was a very common thing that happened last week and against Jay's team is the Hard Knocks normally, but in his win against JTT last week, where JTT would do a really great job of getting that line, and then they would just kind of get cross shot, get eliminated, not really have their head on a swivel. And that round, we saw Yusuf and Bob up on that far side for JTT, up at that line, just getting cross shot, like just not paying attention. And you really just can't have that. When you get that position, you have to hold it. Otherwise, it's not going to do much. So now we see another bunker level where I think Bob and Danny are probably going to go quick. Yep. Bob goes for that early shot. Danny does too, and they both miss, but Bob is up. And I didn't see what happened. And all of a sudden, everyone else on Ignis is eliminated. Sarah with a nice target to bring in Bobby from JTT. Bob trying desperately to get that arrow, just falling out of reach. And you see JTT here with a lot of the line pressure. So this is something that we keep seeing right there. They're getting that pressure and they're holding it, but can they sustain it? Nice cross shot on BJ as he was predetermined by Yusuf staring across from him. Nice shot on Kyle from Danny. So here, they're looking a lot better. They're keeping up the pressure. They're not letting themselves get cross shot. Bob backs up to get an arrow, but he tosses it up to Kyle. And Sean Hennessy attempts to grab an arrow, but it eventually slipped off. Nice round from Kyle, getting a bunch of kills, did not give up any catches. Almost gave one to Sean, but did not give up any. And JTT, what they did, I think, differently there is they really kept up the aggression. So we see a lot of times where when JTT gets that line and gets that neutral zone pressure, they're maybe not shooting as coordinated or as effectively as they could be, and they're getting caught just from one of the sides being able to pick people off, right? So in that previous round that I pointed out where Bob and Yusuf were on the far side and they both got cross shot, because there was nobody on the close side for JTT that was able to apply pressure to the people to not let them get cross shot. But here in this round, we saw Kyle and Bob, Kyle in the fencing mask for JTT, Bob is the one in the yellow helmet. We saw them in the up on the line applying pressure to Ignis's team that was further back, and if they weren't applying that pressure, that would have given Ignis the opportunity to go for those cross shots on the players holding the line, such as Bobby and Sarah, holding the line on the far side of the field is JTT. So as much as the players on the line have to be aware of all the cross shots, it's just as important for the other players on all the field to keep applying pressure. And applying pressure doesn't always mean, oh, it looks like the team's just taking a quick 30-second timeout. Gives me a time to make this point, so thank you for that. It doesn't necessarily, applying pressure doesn't always mean taking the shots and doing covering, suppressing fire. It does in a lot of times, but not always. Sometimes it can mean just drawing your bow and holding it at someone and making them think you're going to shoot them, because all it takes to shoot someone is just a let go of a hand, right? It can be a very minimal giveaway of when you're actually going to shoot someone. So all that being said, to apply pressure to someone, it doesn't necessarily just mean to shoot them. It means to make sure that they are not shooting your other teammates, getting the angles so they're behind the bunker, making sure that they know that, hey, I have an arrow and I can shoot you almost at any time, so you have to respect that. So great job from JTT there. I'm going to do that. Now we have the next quick shot round, and they're running up. Danny looks like he's first to the line, but Bob looks like he gets the kill instead. Misses the shot on BJ, but Yusuf gets him instead. And now JTT looking for in a really nice spot here. Jenny gets a really nice catch, though. And then 2 quick kills to get Jay and Kat out. Yusuf, I don't know if you could hear it, but he's yelling for his team to slow down because he knows that they're a little bit low on arrows. Nice cross shot from Gus, though. And this is exactly what I mean. If Bob was a little bit more trained on Gus, because he was right there, maybe Gus doesn't shoot him. And same like Bob just gets caught on that cross shot. JT2 doing a really good job of, even though they're cycling these players in, they're not necessarily falling back. Although right there, Ignis, again, it makes me eat my words, gets 3-4 quick kills all in about, 5 seconds. Nice catch from Kyle to bring in Yusuf. Probably the person you want to bring in at the end of a round, but only so many you can do. And then Yusuf, fortunately, cannot survive in a 5v1. You could hear Danny Pleshik on Ignis calling for buddy, buddy, buddy. And what he means by that, and what I believe that he means by that, is that he wants people to shoot with a buddy. Whether that means shoot with a buddy or make sure that you have a buddy, so one of you can shoot, one of you can grab another arrow. Whatever it may be, he wants people to work together. And that's his attempt, and a good one at that, to make his team make sure that they work together, because Yusuf is a player, if you shoot him one at a time and you give him 3 shots, 1, 2, 3, that could be all three catches for him, brings in his whole team. So you really need to make sure that you close those rounds effectively. And Danny yelling buddy is a really, really good way of doing that, to, hey, you guys, there's one player left, you need to work together, shoot together, right? We need to close this round effectively. Now, we're going to round 6, where the players have the arrows at their feet. Danny and Maddie run right up quick. Nice catch from Kyle, but a really nice shot from Danny as well. If Kyle can kind of take this pressure, and Yusuf takes it right in front of him, but really good job from JTT here. Nice elimination. And now Ignis is really running low on arrows. Danny Gidrich gives a shot right to BJ, brings in a shot. Nice shot from Gus on Bob again. And Ignis is doing what they've been doing, and you know, this is possible for them to come back. That if they can keep picking them up, just like that, Yusuf walks up and Danny punishes him, and all of a sudden, Ignis has the player advantage. And they're a little bit down, but oh, great catch from Bobby to bring in Sarah. And JTT doing a good job of picking them off, just like that. When you're up on the line, it's so hard to live that when you're up on the line. I want to highlight that catch from Bobby there, because that was one thing that I tell my players a lot is whenever you get hit, even if you don't see it, just clench. Especially a lot of the newer players who might have trouble with the speed of everything. Just clench your body, like bring your arms in, try and hug, do whatever you can to just give yourself a big old hug, and there's a good chance you're going to catch that arrow. So that shot went right under Bobby's arm, got stuck in his bow. He clenched it down and got the catch. Bobby is really, that reaction time of Bobby is really, really good. And so sometimes all you need to do is just clench up and you get that catch. And we saw that catch bring in a player from JTT. Then it really helps swing that round. So what a game we have going on so far between Ignis and JTT. Ignis is going into the halftime up 4-3, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Want to give combat archery a try? Check out one of these locations near you. Head on over to icaa.world/ourcommunities for more info. No locations nearby? For help getting started with combat archery, reach out to info@icaa.world. Combat archery is played with 2 teams of up to 8 players each. The field is divided into 2 sides with a neutral zone in the middle and a sideline on each side. Each team can only have 6 players on the field at one time. At the blow of the whistle, players will either run up from the back wall and grab arrows from the field, or start at the back wall with an arrow at their feet. Either way, the goal from here is simple. Try to hit the other team with an arrow and try not to get hit yourself. When an arrow is fired, it's only counted as in play until it hits something. If you should get hit with an arrow, you're out. Head on over to the back of the line on the sideline. Players on the sideline can be revived either by one of their teammates catching an arrow, or knocking out one of the 5 revive targets on the field. Multiple targets hit revive multiple players, but only 6 on the field at a time. Here, only 1 would go in. Front of the line goes first. Now you should have everything you need to know to get out there and play.
right, and we are back from the halftime. And so far, what a great showing from, all of the players that were especially at ESPN. Um, you know, there are a reason that we call them the Combat Archery All-Stars, and they were a part of that. Bob, Kyle, Yusuf for JTT, Danny, BJ, and Kat for Ignis, and Jay also, who was normally on Hard Knocks, but he was also there. And also want to give a special shout out to Shenny, who is in the white helmet on the sideline for Ignis right now. Just check out our social media, check out everything that she is doing, and she's doing an unbelievably amazing job and making us look way better than we are. And I can't stress how great she is enough. So back to the game. Bob with a nice cross shot on Jay to help clear that side, and Kat gets eliminated. Now you see Sean Hennessy all alone for Ignis. It is not. You can hear Yusuf really wanted to come back in, asking his team to shoot those targets in a very nice and polite way. Really nice job from JTT. Ignis just doesn't really have many arrows. That catch was not a catch, for those wondering at home, because it hit the fence first, and Sean kind of gripped it in his grasp after it hit the fence. But JTT looking to close out. Sean doing a shifty job, but there's only so much you can do in a 1v6. Oh, and yes, Mark is phenomenal on Ignis. Yes, I don't want to ever forget about Mark, because I hate playing against Mark because he always has my number. Mark is a very, very, very good player who is a big reason on why Ignis is undefeated right now. But unfortunately, he is not here today, and Jay Busateri is taking his spot. Mark also a part of the Combat Archery All-Stars. So JTT doing a really good job moving up and being able to take that line. I know I'm saying it a lot, but they're kind of getting it a little bit better, where they're getting smarter with their arrows, they're getting smarter with that shots. We're not seeing them give up as many catches and lose those rounds as we did last week. Last week we saw them, a lot of the rounds that they're winning today that they lost last week. So I think maybe they kind of, something's starting to click for them. Maybe they realize, hey, we're getting the advantage. We're really making pushes. We're doing a really good job, but we're just losing it. We're just giving it away. And now we're not seeing them giving away. The rounds that Ignis are winning have been incredible. I don't know that I wouldn't blame JTT for losing them. Ignis is a very, very good team. And usually Ignis is the one who's good at getting the advantages early. So this quick shot is going to be really, really important. We have Danny, BJ, and Jay against Bob, Kyle, and Yusuf in that order. I give the props to Ignis for now. Let's see who comes out on top after the bash. Looks like Danny beat Bob as he runs off because there was a foot fault. I heard Yusuf got a catch. I believe he caught Jay's quick shot. So it should be reviving someone from JTT, and Bob should be coming right back in. And it doesn't look like there are any other eliminations. Jay and Kyle eliminate themselves. Yusuf gets a catch, but gets eliminated quickly after. And Danny is still just alive and doing what he wants and just what he does best. Nice shot from Maddie to get Bob. Danny with a catch and a kill. And BJ takes the spot of Danny and has so many arrows under him. Gets an elimination. And if he can kind of hold this space, he's in a really good position to do so. Sean Hennessy farms an arrow from the middle. BJ tossed one up to himself. And now Ignis in a nice spot. They're running a little bit low on arrows, though, so need to be careful to do this effectively. Yusuf goes for a cross shot on BJ, and even though they needed targets, getting the targets from those angles is super hard. And if he gets that elimination on BJ, then it gives Kyle all the more opportunity to go for those targets. So now Kyle is just left. Both those shots hit, and a nice shot from BJ. When you're behind that bunker, it's so easy to lose track of your behind and your feet and all that, and especially those angles. Those bunkers, they feel a lot smaller when you're behind them. And if you need to be aware of all of the angles. So Kyle tried to use that bunker to block BJ, but BJ did a really good job of finding an angle and getting the angle to get the elimination. Especially when you're in that last position on that bunker and you're last and you have people staring you down. If you can effectively use that bunker to block, like where BJ was, block that lane and just stare down and pay attention to the people across from you, like where Danny is, kind of that area, the far side of the neutral zone. You can use the bunker to block off one lane and just focus on one way to go for a catch. And that's what Kyle tried to do. Try to focus on just the people who could see him to try and get for a catch. Unfortunately, left some exposure for BJ. BJ doing a good job. And arrows flying everywhere, both at both Yusuf and BJ. But Yusuf comes out on top and doing a really good job. See Danny Goodrich trying to farm. Danny gets Yusuf, but I think it might be too little too late as Danny Goodrich gets a couple targets to bring in Yusuf and Bobby back. Nice target from Danny to bring in Gus. And a nice shot from Bob. Just same thing, just what I said. Danny tried to block off that angle from Bob, but Bob just happened to find the right angle and was able to get the elimination. Gus tries to survive a volley of 3 arrows, but can't do it. Even if nice shot from Bobby to finish it out on Shenny. Even if you can catch one, which is very, very, very hard to do, you're likely to just get eliminated again. So JTT doing a really good job making sure they shot together, making sure that even if they give a catch, they would get the elimination right after. Because the last thing you want to do in that position is to give a catch. It has been JTT's Achilles heel this entire season so far. They've been, I think, out of the 4 weeks that we've done these, I think they've had the match of the week 3 times because they really have close games. They're a very skilled team. They just are not closing out the rounds as effective as they would like. But we're seeing today they're doing a much, much better job, and I commend them for that. So now we're in round 11, and the teams are starting up at the bunker level. Everyone's just kind of fixing their arrows how they want it. One of the last rounds, we saw Jay from Ignis run up and grab an arrow from the neutral zone and just complete one pass arrow. I wonder if he's going to do it again. He is not, but we see Sean Hennessy do it on the far side. And he gets quickly punished. Excuse me. He gets quickly punished. And sometimes it's okay because you can draw a lot of fire. But if you it looks like only one shot went at him. And I don't know if it was as effective as Ignis would have liked. But we see BJ kind of pushing up here, which is really good. He saw JTT back up. He saw JTT back up and really wanted to take that space. But JT, unfortunately, the rest of Ignis did not have arrows and was not ready to move up with him. So he's kind of on an island alone. Nice catch from Sean Hennessy to bring in Danny. And then a good kill from Bobby on Jay. So let's see if JTT can kind of close this out here. They have the position. They have the advantage. They're a little low on arrows, and we see them shoot a bunch and give a catch. But nice shot from Kyle on Sean. And another catch and 2 targets from Danny. This is what I mean. They had the position, and Ignis, and no discredit to JTT, but Ignis is so good at coming back and staying alive. But unfortunately, all that effort from Danny and his team got eliminated. Nice shot from Cat on Bob. I think just something, I'm not sure what happened here, but all of a sudden, and it's a 3v3. It's a 3v3 for Ignis and JTT. Really good job from Danny and Kat here. Shenny pushes up and got a nice shot on Danny Goodrich. Luckily, Kyle got the target to bring it to even again. Oh, and both Sarah and Kat get eliminated. Kind of back to back, so we're in a 2v2. And Kyle gets a nice shot on Shenny, popping up over that bunker. He's going for that gong, knows that he has the time to do so. But he's kind of giving Danny some opportunity to do so. Danny kind of is free to also shoot that gong. So right now it's kind of turning into whoever shoots that gong first. And Kyle was kind of back farming the arrows, and because of that, just gave Danny all the time in the world to shoot that gong, and now he's in a 6v1. Kyle is a very smart player and a very good player, but I have to think that might have been a bit of a mistake on his end. he ran back and grabbed a ton of arrows and just kind of gave Danny a lot of time and a lot of opportunity to shoot that gong. And you give any player enough time and they're going to be able to do it, especially a top tier player like Danny. An all-star, if you would say. But yeah, I think one thing that I probably would have liked to see instead, if Kyle had kind of stayed up and on that angle on Danny on that bunker level. We talked about the bunker and blocking the sight lines, and Danny did a really good job from behind that bunker for Ignis to block Yusuf. So Yusuf didn't really have a shot on Danny, and Kyle was the only one with the angle. And as soon as Kyle left that angle and tried to grab a bunch of arrows, I don't know if he just didn't trust Danny was going to hit it, didn't respect him enough, or what it was, but he kind of gave Danny all that space in the world, and Danny just capitalized it. He had the time, and like I said, I think I would have liked to see Kyle kind of stay on that angle, keep pressure on Danny. You don't need to shoot all the arrows, but you can't let him have that gong for free. As soon as you give up that gong for free, unless you get it or unless you make some immaculate comeback, that round is good as over. So, great job from Danny. I don't want to take away from Danny anything that he did, because that gong shot is not an easy shot, especially from as far back as that gong is. I'm not quite sure what happened. I hear Bob and BJ laughing about things. Oh, looks like Bob took his quick shot and his foot was still on the line when he took it, and that is an invalid shot when that happens. Kyle and BJ trade. Danny just cleaning house as he does. Man, I swear Danny on these quick shot rounds is just so dominant, getting 2, 3, 4, 5 even kills on that quick shot round, and this was no exception. He was able to, I think he missed Kyle on his first shot, but got him on his second. I believe he got Yusuf, he got Danny Goodrich, or I'm not quite sure who he killed, but I think it's safe to assume if someone died on JTT, there's probably at least a 50% chance that it was Danny. So, great round from them. Danny probably our fastest quick shot in Boston, and just showing why he was an all-star. So now Ignis is up 7-5. So JTT still looking really good. I think that they can very much still come back. Don't forget that the match point is 9 points. So as soon as Ignis reaches 9 points, then that is the match. So JTT looking really wanted to come up here. Jay with a nice shot, and that left side, this close side is really kind of clearing and trading people. Nice shot, nice catch from Sarah, and doing a really great job. JTT kind of trading targets, trading people. I believe something hit Yusuf and he might have missed it. Very easy to do so. Very easy to just kind of miss those grazes. So referee just calling them out. No issue there. Now JTT trying to get those targets back. They bring in one. Bobby misses the catch. Oh, it looks like it hit something, so he was okay. JTT trying to push up. Maddie gets eliminated. Ignis still has a bunch of targets left, so if Danny and Jean can kind of get a couple. Yep, just like that, and they bring in BJ and Jay. And so I think if they can maybe get a couple more catches. Unfortunately, BJ cannot bring it in. And it's just left to Danny and Jay. Danny almost gets that catch, but just drops it. And Jay goes down. Nice round from JTT to bring it close. Would have brought it to match point if Ignis had won that round. But luckily, JTT was able to do that. We are going to take a very, very, very short 30-second break just to fix a little bit of audio issues. So don't go away anywhere. We'll be right back. Oh, sorry about that. I realized my microphone was turned off. So what I was saying was I missed what happened on the far side of the round, but JTT did a really good job of closing out, and I like I said, I missed the far side of the round, but I think whatever happened on that far side, I saw JTT alive and Ignis not. That's the kind of great and unfortunate thing about the game is there's so much going on, so much to watch. So I really try and highlight what I can see, but can't miss anything or can't catch everything. And all I saw was BJ and Yusuf kind of doing their dance. We're seeing most rounds with BJ on that close side. No matter what team he's playing, who he's playing with, who he's playing against, he goes for that early shot, early run up to really try and make a lot of space for his team. So, nice job from from JTT. And it looks like we are taking a quick second to just fix the arrows. I'm not sure if the team's called a timeout. Oh, it looks like we are taking a quick injury timeout. I believe Jay kind of, I think he jammed his thumb. He got shot. And that's one thing about these arrows when they come flying at you. If they hit you in the right way or the wrong way, they can just get you in that thumb. So we're going to take a quick break as this kind of wraps up, and we'll be right back, probably only a minute or two. Don't go anywhere.
Want to give combat archery a try? Check out one of these locations near you. Head on over to icaa.world/ourcommunities for more info. No locations nearby? For help getting started with combat archery, reach out to info@icaa.world. Combat archery is played with 2 teams of up to 8 players each. The field is divided into 2 sides with a neutral zone in the middle and a sideline on each side.
And I think we are just coming back. It doesn't look like Jay is returning to the field. So, yeah, it doesn't look like Jay's returning to the field. So I think, yeah, Ignis is going to play with a man down now, losing a really nice player in Jay. So let's see what's happening on this quick shot here now without Jay. BJ gets the best of Kyle and Bob. Now he gets a nice catch from Yusuf. BJ just doing what he can and gets Yusuf. Great job from what a round from BJ. See if we can get a 4th kill here. Rushes it a little bit. Dry fires his bow. Nice target from Bobby to bring it into. And a nice target again from Sarah to bring in Yusuf. So, great job. Nice catch from BJ. But now JTT has kind of returned the favor, and they're moving back up. And a quick 2 kills from JTT here. Bobby crosses to grab another arrow. Danny gets shot from both sides. Can't survive both. But JTT only has 2 players left, and they're a little low on arrows. Danny Goodrich looks like he gave up on that catch. It was right in his gut, and now it's just Bob trying to get those targets. Gets a catch. Oh, I believe it just clipped the bunker, and in the confusion, he gets hit. Nice round from Ignis there. BJ just doing an unbelievable job. Normally we see Danny in that position, but that's what makes this team so scary, is that almost any of these players are having their unbelievably great individual moments. We saw BJ, got Kyle, got Bob, got Yusuf, got a catch, got another catch. Did all that before in just one life. And so we talked about net impact earlier, and that's another very high net impact round for BJ. Really good job getting those targets. I didn't see who got them for Ignis, but a really nice job from them getting the targets. And it looks like, I think there was about 10 minutes left or so on that match timer. Might have been less than that. I didn't quite hear the referee. But don't forget, too, that teams need to win by 2. So that means if JTT wins this next match, which they need to get the targets to do so. Nice 2 targets and a catch from JTT. Yep, Yusuf reminding his team that he got a catch, but they did a really good job. One thing I really want to highlight there. So they got the targets and they got the catch, and even though Ignis got a couple catches as well, or a couple targets, excuse me, that JTT stayed up at the line the entire time. So they got down with players very quickly, but because they had that positioning, they were able to maintain that position and get those targets early, fast, and easy. I really try and remind people, when you are up at that line and you need those targets, you should be shooting those targets before you back up. Because as soon as you back up, those targets become exponentially harder to hit out with each step. So if you can hit those out while you're up at the line, then you can quickly bring in your teams, and JTT doing a really good job at that. They got down 2 people out very quickly, but because they pushed up aggressively like that, Sarah was right there, shot the targets, brought in 2 from JTT, and then they were able to keep their momentum because their players were able to come in quick, touch that back fence, and rush up to the line, and they never lost the momentum. So great round from them. And now, so like I said, so it's win by 2. So that means if no matter who wins this round, then they have to win 2 rounds. Nice catch from BJ. And Ignis really taking the pressure early. This is a great round from Ignis so far. They're running a little bit low on arrows. Nice target from Sarah to bring in Bob. But Ignis having all the pressure. If they can close out smart here, then they're really looking in a good spot. Nice kill from Kyle to clear Danny. Nice catch from Gus. Great catch. That's not an easy catch. Bob goes for a shot. BJ smartly gets him in the leg, but as he was admiring it, got eliminated. Yusuf runs up and gets a catch, and then gets the elimination on Sean. Nice catch from Shannon to bring in Danny. And another catch, too. Great round from her. Oh, Danny Goodrich bobbles it. Oh, unfortunately, he cannot bring it in. But there was a target to bring in Bob. Oh, nice 2 targets from Sarah. She has been on top of the targets all the second half especially. Nice shot from Shenny right after to trade Yusuf right after he gets BJ. JTT still in a really good position here. Ignis looked like they were coming back a little bit, but JTT really just kind of holding it down. Nice shot from Bobby. Danny couldn't bring in the catch, and neither can Sean as well. And now it's just Shenny in a 4v1. JTT does not want to give this up. Bobby tries to get an arrow. And we see Shenny go for that shot at that gong. Nice shot from Bobby. Puts it right in her legs, so it's really hard to catch. So one thing we saw there that was, I think, really smart by Shenny was Danny Goodrich crossed to grab an arrow, and instead of turning her whole body, making herself vulnerable, she went for the shot at the gong, because that shot at Danny Goodrich there, not only does that getting that kill not really win you that round, it makes it a little bit easier. You're still in a 3v1 at that point, but you get that kill. To get that kill, you have to turn your whole body, shoot your arrow, completely open yourself up for getting shot. Or you can keep yourself square, keep your eyes on the field, and go for that shot at that gong, and that's exactly what she did. Unfortunately, did not hit it, but I think that was the right decision. You see a lot of players that, they think, oh, someone's crossing, and they're right in front of me. This is the easiest kill of my life. And yes, they're right. But when you're in a 3v1 or 4v1 even, that getting that easy kill isn't always the right thing to do. Now, I say that there are times when that is the right thing to do. If you know that the other team doesn't have any arrows, then it's more okay to do so. For example, if no one from JTT had any arrows at all, so Shenny knew that she had no fear of getting shot, and getting that kill is the right decision. But now it is match point, and there's a timeout. What a great match. I think this is the first overtime match that we have this season. So just a reminder that even though that the match goes to 9 points, usually it is a win by 2. So that means JTT needs to win this next round in order to win the match. There is a cap of, I believe it is 13 points. So if this kept going back and forth, whoever hits 13 first, no matter if it's win by 2 or not, gets the win. But the match timer is still in play. So even though that it is win by 2, if the match timer were to end right now, then JTT will be awarded with the match win. But there is time on the timer, and thank goodness, because I don't want to stop this match. And if JTT wins this, they win. And if Ignis wins this, there will be a tiebreaker, no matter if the match timer expires or not. So they run up for the quick shot. Danny takes care of Bob. BJ takes care of Sarah. And it's just 3 left for JTT. Yusuf gets a nice target. And BJ, I believe, gets cross shot. Nice catch from Gus. Yusuf with another target. And almost brings in that catch, but gets 2 targets from Danny right after that. Nice catch from Danny Pleshek there. Ignis looking like they're firing back here. Nice catch from Sean. And Ignis in, great catch from Danny Goodrich. That is a very clutch catch. And now it's JTT is just 3 remaining, and Ignis is looking good here. BJ gives up a catch to Kyle, but Danny gets out immediately, so just makes it a little bit even. Yusuf drops a catch, unfortunately. Bob goes for a shot on Danny. Just trying to understand what happens here, trying to hear it. Sorry about this. So, okay, here's what happened. So, on that shot from Bob that he shot Danny, Danny was in front of the target board, and that is considered a goaltending. And a goaltending means that it is a free revive for the team that got goaltending. So, because Bob was shooting in the direction of the targets and Danny blocked that line of fire, that is a free revive for JTT. And then in return, they also got 2 targets quickly after, so they got 3 quick revives. So now JTT quickly back in it, but they have 2 out, and I believe they're in a 4v4 here. And neither team wants to give up catches or die easily. Sean Hennessy dies to I believe that was Sarah with a nice shot. Danny Goodrich, great shot on BJ right in front of him. And now it's Shenny and Maddie in a 2v2, or 4v2, excuse me. And it looks like, and JTT closes it out and get the last 2 eliminations right back to back. Great game from both teams, from JTT and Ignis, and that is the match. Great round from JTT there. That's why you always have to have that awareness about where you are on the field. Danny Pleshek tried to get an arrow, but Bob went for that cross shot, and he got the kill, but because the referee said that he was in front of the targets, they got that revive, got the 2 targets, and quickly turned it around. So great job from JTT there to bring it back. Ignis looked very good all game. I think JTT just kind of cleaned some things up. Ignis is doing a really good job of really coming back from deficits, and we saw a lot of rounds where JTT would take that line early, and Ignis would then have a great pushback. They would really be able to make a comeback, get a couple players in, take that line back, and then unfortunately JTT didn't give it up. They were then being able to return the favor, do what's been done to them where they pick people off and then push back. I really liked the reaction speed I really saw it a lot from Yusuf tonight, where he would have an opportunity and just make sure that he took it, and no one was able to stand in his way. He was able to push up fast. Whenever any side was open, he was able to push up fast, take that space, and really just capitalize on it. So, great job from JTT. And here we have the teams getting ready for what we call King of the Court. They're just doing a quick little recap of the match and picking their lineups and their rotation. Quick reminder what King of the Court is. It is a 1v1 competition of the teams where each player lines up, goes into the half of the arena that is blocked off into a 1v1. If you win your matchup, then you go to the back of your team's line. If you lose your matchup, you leave the line. And the last team remaining wins the King of the Court. So, there's a lot of really strong individual players on both teams here. I think Jay is still going to sit this one out. Yep, I don't see him in here. Looks like he must have hurt his thumb pretty bad. I hope that he can recover and be back next week. So, actually next week is a bye week, so that's a good reminder for this. We will not be here next week. It is a bye, which means the teams have the week off. So, we all get that week, and then we'll come right back to it with week 5 after the break. So, looks like JTT, we have Kyle up first. Ignis, I'm not sure who it is yet. It looks like it is Cat. Cat, great sharpshooter. Kyle, a great all-around player. Cat is also a very dangerous catcher. Looks like both players are really respecting each other's shots. Neither of them want to push up too fast, too aggressive, and really give it up. Kyle with a nice catch and takes that space, and it just clips Cat. So yeah, we saw both players not really wanting to push up too fast and not really wanting to. They're really respecting each other. So really great job from Kyle there. Now we see Bobby and Shenny. Bobby on the right, Shenny on the left. Bobby moving up, wanted to take those spots. Shenny looking to punish him a little bit. Nice catch from Shenny, and rushes him and pushes him back. Shoots him low so he doesn't catch it. Bobby tosses an arrow up to himself, but Shenny's already knocked and loaded. And a nice shot from Shenny to get Bobby in that bow. Yep, she's just grabbing another arrow. Great job from Shenny there. Really, Bobby was up at the line. She really wanted to get him off that, ran up, pushed him back. Now we see Sarah on the right, Danny on the left. Danny goes for an early shot. And a nice shot. Something you'll hear a lot of players say is make them catch it, right? Those shots are normally not really the smartest shots in the middle of a game because it can give up a catch easily, especially when you shoot that midsection area. But in King of the Court, catches don't matter, so you want to make those people catch it. You want to make them at stake, and Danny did a good job, and unfortunately Sarah couldn't bring it in. Let me see Sean Hennessy on the left and Danny Goodrich on the right. Trading shots, and Sean Hennessy got Danny Goodrich. Looks like he just clipped him. Yep, and a nice shot from Sean Hennessy there. Now we see Bob versus BJ. Bob on the right, BJ on the left. Bob with a lot of arrows. Knows he has extra arrows, goes for a shot. Gets a nice catch. They both have that second arrow and tries to get that shot. And nice job from Bob to get BJ. Really, that was really cool there. They both had those second arrows. Neither of them wanting to back up quick. They both wanted to get those shots off early and fast. You see Yusuf on the right, Maddie on the left. Maddie pushes up, knows she has space, and gets the kill on Yusuf. And same thing, make them catch it. That was arguably, in the middle of a game, shooting Yusuf right in the gut. Maybe not the best spot to shoot him because he's such a phenomenal catcher. But in King of the Court, doesn't matter, and he drops the catch, and she gets the elimination. We see Gus on the left, Kyle on the right. Kyle tries to kick and toss a couple arrows up to himself so he doesn't have to back up. Kyle is a very adept at knocking very quickly, so if he can maintain the space and he gets that, and just like that, he had that second arrow ready to go, Gus tried to move up and punish him, and Kyle was able to punish him in return. You see Shenny on the left and Sarah on the right. Sarah kicks an arrow up to herself and walks up. Shenny and Sarah both trade shots right above their heads. Sarah goes for another shot. Shenny dodges it. Great job. Moves up, rushes it, goes for the shot right between the legs. Sarah then pushes Shenny back goes for a shot. Doesn't have a second arrow though, so needs to make this one count. Misses. Shenny wants to run up and get her, and just like that, nice shot from Shenny. Great job from Shenny. Waiting for Sarah to shoot. Sarah dodged. Shenny then rushed up Sarah, and it's much easier to run forward than run backwards. And Sarah and Shenny with a really good job of punishing that. Now we have Bob on the right, Danny on the left, just like this. Oh, Bob has a second arrow ready to go, and just clips Danny in the leg. See how important that second arrow is. If you can knock quickly and get those shots off effectively in a good shot and not a rush shot, having that second arrow ready to go is such a powerful tool. Oh, unfortunately, Sean Hennessy could not bring it in. Yeah, like I said, that second arrow, having another one is such an effective tool if you are ready to go. See Bob on the right, Maddie on the left. Bob only has that one arrow though, so he's gonna shoot that and want to back up, but he gets the kill with it, so it doesn't even matter. Bob and Kyle doing a really good job, kind of cleaning house. And now it's just Shenny against Kyle and Bob here. See Kyle toss up an arrow. Shenny doing the same thing, and Shenny wanted to rush him quick. Nice catch from Shenny there to stay alive. Keeps that arrow, has two at her feet. If she can make this one count and get another one quick. Kyle rushes up, tries to punish her. Misses. Oh, he does not miss. He just gets her. Great job from Kyle there. Really great job from both teams. This was a super, super fun match. And you can see why this is the match of the week. JTT gets their win, gives Ignis their very first loss of the season. And this is going to do wonders for JTT as a close race in those standings. Now with JTT with that loss, I believe they still stay in first place, but they're a little less scary for everybody else now. So I want to thank everybody for joining. And just a reminder, if you do !cab or !discord, you can get the links to the Combat Archery Boston's website and Discord. Join the community. It's an unbelievably awesome community. Just a group of really passionate people. So thank you everybody for watching. There will be no stream next week with the break, but we have some more stuff kind of in the works, so stay tuned for that. And I will see everybody next time. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.